Hello, welcome to SHIEC 2020. This is Gary Larson, Executive Vice President and General Manager for HIE Solutions at eHealth Technologies, and I would like to thank you for visiting our SHIEC virtual exhibit. It's no exaggeration to say that I look forward to SHIEC and the SHIEC Annual Conference probably more than any other business event each year. After over 10 years of working to enable medical image sharing with so many of the leading health information exchanges across the country, my colleagues and I at eHealth Technologies have cultivated a great many close friendships and unmatched respect for SHIEC and for the SHIEC membership as we continue on our collective journey to improve healthcare. At eHealth Technologies, we've been committed for over a decade to bringing together the two previously disparate islands of medical imaging and health information exchange. You might ask, why such an intense focus? Well, for one thing, in the U.S., our annual healthcare spending is now approaching 20% of GDP, as many of you may already know. That's over $3.5 trillion. What some people may not be aware of, however, is that close to 10% of that money is spent on medical imaging procedures, which is around $365 billion annually, or 2% of GDP. Or another way to think of it, that's almost $1,000 for every man, woman, or child in the U.S. Furthermore, there are over 80 million CT exams performed each year in the U.S., exposing patients to radiation dosages comparable to the exposure borne by many of the Japanese atomic bomb survivors. Perhaps not surprisingly, therefore, the CDC anticipates that about 2% of future cancers will be caused by CT imaging. So, although the benefits of these medical imaging exams are unquestionable, from a patient safety aspect, it's critical that we do not perform these high radiation imaging exams unless they're absolutely needed. And finally, studies have shown that up to 1 in 3 medical imaging exams is unnecessary, a problem that is exacerbated by the lack of ready access to existing images. These are all reasons why we believe so strongly that medical image sharing is so important, and why we built eHealth Connect Image Exchange for our HIE customers in the first place about a decade ago. We're honored to work with so many of the leading statewide, regional, and local HIEs since then, and have integrated our solution with the leading HIE platforms, connecting over 400 locations that employ essentially all PACS technologies. This year, we will share images for nearly 30 million medical imaging studies performed across the country, a number that's grown each and every year as we continue to establish ourselves as the leader in HIE image sharing. Of course, as with each year before, we are once again delighted to be a SHIEC sponsor. Now I'd like to explore a little more deeply the solutions we provide and why eHealth Connect Image Exchange is so very different from other image sharing offerings. eHealth Connect Image Exchange is a secure hosted service that has been embedded within health information exchange platforms and is designed to take on the burden of connecting all hospital and imaging center imaging sources, in particular radiology and cardiology PACS, so that our HIE customers can focus elsewhere without having to worry about moving vast amounts of pixel data around their precious networks. As HIE participants themselves, once connected, these hospitals and imaging centers can readily share viewing access to their images with authorized care providers, as well as publish or transfer medical imaging studies to and from the community. Care providers across the community, on the other hand, as participants in the HIE, can also access, view, and compare medical images in their original fully diagnostic state within the context of each of their patients' community-wide health records. So, why share images through a health information exchange? Why not stick to the more traditional means of sharing medical images, such as standalone cloud-based imaging services or point-to-point networks, or burning CDs so that patients can hand carry them or courier them from provider to provider? First and foremost, sharing imaging through an HIE leads to faster, more informed clinical decision-making, because images are accessible within a patient's community-wide record, right alongside labs, allergies, medications, and so forth. Also, unlike other image sharing solutions that I'm aware of, eHealth Connect Image Exchange is what we call image aware, meaning that HIE members will have access to all imaging studies from all connected facilities with a single click, regardless of when those studies were generated, even historical images that were produced years ago prior to the existence of the HIE. HIE users can view, compare, collaborate, and transfer at will without worrying about paying per-click charges that can become exorbitantly expensive as utilization increases. HIE image sharing also reduces operating costs of running an imaging department by eliminating the manual, low-value tasks traditionally needed, such as obtaining patient consent to share, manually matching patient records across locations, locating, uploading, and downloading and burning images onto CDs or other physical media, and what we call reconciling DICOM data, which amounts to cleaning it up so that external studies can be imported into a local system. Finally, sharing medical images through an HIE provides unmatched security by leveraging the inherent strengths that only a health information exchange can provide, such as a comprehensive master patient identification system, fail-safe patient consent rules, user authentication, and enforcement of user privileges, as images with eHealth Connect Image Exchange are only accessible by authorized users who have the privileges and the consent provided through the HIE to do so. Now I would like to dive a little deeper into the numerous workflows that have been refined over the years in partnership with our HIE customers. With image-enabled results reporting, referring physicians and other care providers can be confident that diagnostic quality images are accessible in conjunction with the results reports from all connected locations directly on the HIE's clinical portal, or through image-enabled results delivery by way of secure links embedded in results provided to third-party locations such as EMRs and secure direct mailboxes. Image-intensive specialists will have access to the HIE-wide imaging work list at their fingertips, which acts very much like a regional or statewide PACS. It allows them to view, to consult, and compare images from multiple locations in a common viewing session on a common web-based diagnostic viewing platform. Radiology departments and imaging centers can import external images to their local system with but 1 or 2 clicks by way of our Transfer to PACS workflow. Emergent workflow enables care providers to publish images straight away in support of remote diagnosis, wet reads, and consults, which is especially useful for treating trauma and stroke, where every minute counts. And finally, within any of these workflows, care providers have the ability to instantly collaborate when 2 or more of them are viewing the same imaging study, an extremely valuable tool to facilitate consultations and second opinions. On behalf of our entire team at eHealth Technologies, I thank you for your interest in eHealth Connect Image Exchange and encourage you to contact me personally by any of the methods shown or through our website at ehealthtechnologies.com. Please stay happy and healthy as we push through this very challenging year of 2020, and I can't wait to see you in person in 2021, if not sooner.